One set, with shoes 1.5 inches wide, through a mechanical linkage. The foot pedal operates the other set, with 2-inch wide shoes, through a hydraulic system. The independent brake pedals operate the mechanical system. The horn and a rear view mirror also had to be fitted. The wide front and rear mudguards, together with industrial type tyres, set the models apart from the agricultural versions. The Massey Ferguson 737 rear-mounted forklift can lift a load of a ton to a height of over 10 feet. It's operated by the tractor's built-in hydraulic pump. Although most farms were using diesel tractors by the early 1960s, some TVO versions were still being sold. The original owner of this 1963-35 ignored the economy and reliability of a diesel engine and chose a TVO version. The TVO option was about £76 cheaper than the diesel. The Ferguson 9x 738 spring-loaded cultivator was often used for working down stubble to stimulate the germination of weed seeds before autumn ploughing. The tines of the 738 9BE tiller were designed to swing back out of harm's way if they hit an obstruction. They would then spring back into their normal operating position. When this tractor was built, diff locks were becoming standard equipment. It really helps working in these sticky conditions. This tractor is now owned by Alan Bullock. To a Ferguson automatic pickup hitch. The spreader has a capacity of 70 bushels and a spreading width of 7 feet. During the mid-1950s, Massey Ferguson was losing sales to other tractor manufacturers, mainly Ford, Nuffield and David Brown, all of which had more powerful machines in their ranges. The MHF organisation countered this with the 65 Mark I. This 1960 Mark I from the Coleridge collection is pulling a muck spreader from the early Ferguson range, model number AJE820. Which dates from about 1949. The spreading mechanism is driven by the land wheels, and the tow bar can be... Harry Ferguson and his small team had been aware of the likely need for larger tractors back in 1948, when they'd started the Large Tractor Experimental Project, usually called the LTX. Within 5 years, they've developed 2 tractors with 56 horsepower diesel engines. But this project was brought to a sad and sudden end when Harry Ferguson sold out to Massey Harris in 1953. Massey Harris claimed that a higher-powered tractor could be produced more economically by making a 50.5 horsepower Perkins A4192 engine through the clutch, gearbox and differential unit of a 35. This produced the 65 Mark I. The only castings that were substantially changed were the rear axle trumpet housings. These now had to accommodate 7-inch inboard dry disc brakes, and at the wheel end, an epicyclic reduction gear hub. Most of these tractors were equipped with 1132 rear tyres and 616 fronts. The sheet metal styling was taken directly from the American-made Ferguson 40. These Mark I tractors were well equipped and had a dual clutch and a cushioned seat. The hydraulic lift was also strengthened and given Category 1 and 2 ball ends. Both draft and position control were standard, but power steering was optional and cost £41, 10 shillings. In the quest for more power, Massey Ferguson introduced the 65 Mark II with a Perkins AD4 203 engine at the 1960 Smithfield show. The two 6-volt batteries were replaced with a single 12-volt one, which made room for a larger fuel tank. Diff lock became standard, as did the swinging drawbar and a full lighting set, but multi-power and power steering remained optional. The 8-foot MF 722 disc harrows were also made in 6 and 7-foot widths. The new engine is just over 58 horsepower, a useful improvement on the 50.5 horsepower of the earlier model. This 1961 Mark II is owned by Dennis Burston from Somerset.